I want to leave a legacy for my kids. I have 5 children and 6 grandchildren. And sometimes I feel guilty for wanting more.
Yeah, you deserve it. Yeah, everybody does, because if you can see it, it's because there's my. Yeah. Okay, what do you need to release?
I don't feel guilty for anything.
No, don't talk. No, we're talking about you. What do you need to release? This is you. What do you need? I'll come back to you. What do you need to release?
Sales doubts that I can do this.
What do you need to release?
Yeah, doubt that I can like make millions. I can consciously believe in myself, but like I think the subconscious doubts and the blocks and the programming of so many traumas, it's really be holding me back. So I need to release that doubt.
I call you.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
I'm Kathy also, and I need to release the doubt and fear, increase my belief.
It's good.
Mine's the same. I told my kids, we've been trying to do this for 26 years, a whole married life. I felt like I've needed to get free so I can serve people and be put wherever God wants me to be and be there for my wife and my kids. And I haven't done it yet. And I need to release that doubt that I
Can. Yep.
And show my kids that it's possible, because they don't believe it, because they've seen me work hard and I've missed a lot of things because I've been working hard.
Mhm.
But I need to show them you can do it and you can accomplish your dreams, and I'm not quitting.
Yes. I love what he said. And I want to identify one word he said. And if you guys use that word he said in your content, your life will change. Servant. Become a servant.
Sort of.
What?
I need to do it again. Sorry, I had to see the audio. Sorry.
Like I said, there's so many people literally that she's gonna tell you. So many people literally like, I'm creating content. It's like, no, I'm out there to serve people.
Yeah.
I'm out there to be their hope dealer. I'm out there to make that impact, right? And I think sometimes when we create content, like I have to create my content, or my content is good. Is it good? Are you out there serving people? Do people feel like, wow, Kathy, and so I love that you said that you recognize that, because if you show up as that to serve people, it changes everything. So Mildred, what do you need to release?
I need to release the fear of judgment, understanding that I'm going to put myself first by helping to serve others and not feel guilty because I want more in life, even though I'm so blessed.
Love it. Will?
I need to release the guilt of bringing people into an MLM where they lost money. And
So basically you fear if somebody buys from you, you have that fear. What if they don't have success? You're putting all that pressure on you.
Release
So
that.
that was correct.
That's not.
Some of these little goodies.
yeah.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. And you are not the reason somebody will have
I know.
failure or have success. Because if you can give them a vehicle, it's how they drive that vehicle that makes all the difference.
I know that here. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, that's what we get it.
That's hard.
Yeah, we got to get it
Yeah.
down to in the heart that you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just need to really.
Because isn't it interesting? You can take the exact same vehicle. Why can some people drive it for 3 years and it's still in great shape? Some people can only drive for 2 months and it's in bad shape. And some people wreck it. Some people never change the oil in it or fill it with gas, right? That's not the vehicle's fault.
No. It's
It's how they drove the car.
Yeah.
And how they be. Yeah.
I'm Donna. I've had a lot of negativity in my life, just never being enough, never being a woman, never being successful on my own terms. And I've always had that entrepreneurial drive. So I know this program works. I just have some kind of doubt, in me that I can do it and that I deserve it.
Yeah, that's the worthiness. I know can't question that. How did the 53,000 people get in our community because the program, it's like, am I worthy of that? If I put the work in, will it work for me? Yeah.
I'm Cindy. The big one for me is self-worth, you know, never being made to feel like I was worth anything, being in an abusive marriage for many years. I mean, as a nurse in my professional career, rock solid, you know, very confident, had a great career, but the rest of it, not so much.
Yep.
So.
Self-worth, yeah. Yeah, release that.
I,
Cause you're here, like, just remember that, you guys, you know you're worth more, you know you can achieve more.
again, like Willow, I know it here,
Right.
it's
You're
in here.
here, that's the longest distance right there.
Right.
Yeah.
My name's Jen.
That's great.
That face. Some.
How do you like the microphone holder? It's good.
Say sorry at the same time.
It's $1 million mic right there.
There you go.
Self-worth is probably the same. I was in a previous marriage, 20 years. I just didn't think I was good enough to be even in the presence of all you guys, and, my kids are very judgmental. They don't really see that this is something that could actually happen for me. But I want it not just for myself, but for that,
Mhm.
So knowing that, I mean, I've been a little successful, but I'm not where I want to be. So I'm overcoming those doubting fears and stuff,
Love it.
having
Yeah.
confidence, I think.
Yeah, well, good, something good to release.
I'm Melissa. Self-doubt, just feeling like I can do this. I am really this
Mhm.
confidence.
Have you guys noticed how much it's
Yeah.
self-doubt?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I guess you could, stick it in your hair if you need to. And now we get fancy there. Now we're
Mike obviously has fear of judgment too.
I like support.
Yeah, I think for me, it's the guilt and shame. I had another business in network marketing and I really rough. Make $500,000. And, but we also spent a lot of money and then things kind of fell down, decline. And, so I find myself in a place where I really got to work again. And it's just that shame of the woulda, coulda, shouldas. I should have invested more, I invested in that, wrong thing. Anyway, it's that having to show up and still, work again and really be, really work. I mean, I know I can do it. It's just that, what do people think of me? And, so it's letting go of that. guilt and shame.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Anybody else?
Take one and pass it around.
So I'm Harold, and yeah, I'm probably gonna parrot most of the other folks. It's the self-help. When you're branded by the folks that should be your biggest cheerleaders as somebody who's not worthy. For the formative years of your life, I mean, it's hard to grow with those scars. So, that's it. I don't need names.
So I'm leaving and, what I have to release is the opinion of my daughter. She's a millennial, but she was okay with me being a doctor and she was okay with me being, on top of the world, but she wouldn't support me in any of the 30 MLMs that I did. And she certainly doesn't think that digital marketing is good enough for me.
Wow.
So she's not interested, judgmental, and that hurts. And I know I can do this because I've been successful in everything that I've accomplished, other than 30 ones.
Hey, that was your education.
Yeah.
That's your successful here.
Right.
So that's what I need to release. I need to release her opinion on what I'm doing.
And what you need to do is you just need to build this and become very successful with it. And then take her on a trip or take her out to eat at a really nice restaurant. And then just thank her because because of you is why I showed up every day. Because I was gonna just show you what I'm capable of and that digital marketing is.
Well, in a lifetime ago, when I thought I was Oprah and Richard Branson, and we went on dozens of trips in the 5-star resorts and everything, and things changed. So, yeah, it's time to
Get back there again. Yes, there's your motivation. That's good. That's good. Love it.
My name is Jacqueline. I think I'm at the point, because I've gotten past the self-worth. I'm at the point where I want to serve, and I know that, but I have to put myself first.
Yes. Yes.
And I've never done that my entire life. I have always been mom, do this, do that, never done skincare, never done anything. Now I need to not feel guilty when I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm doing me, and I have to not feel guilty for doing that, because then I sort of,
You do.
so,
Yeah.
so that's where I'm at. Oh.
Ladies first. Okay, yeah.
And mine is limited money. I definitely feel like, can I really be that legacy successful person? But I can actually do that, because I've not done that myself. So I just think it's a limiting belief, and I need to know this stuff.
Okay. Thank you. I'm from Sweden. I flew Norway, as you know, everyone, and I am really dedicated. I took a loan to be here because I really want this so bad. I had to release several limiting beliefs, but I'm working hard. I mean, they peak performers, like where legends are made is his slogan, and I'm working with Jens Stillion, one-on-one mindset coach and people therapy, because I'm from Sweden, and my accent, we spoke about it yesterday. So I only talk, but I don't know if the grammar is correct or the words is correct or.
Perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. I've had no problem.
Okay, that's good to know. So that, and also, can I really do this? Because I have an academic degree. I'm an electrical engineer. I studied at the Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm, Sweden. That's the world's largest and greatest technical universities, like MIT in Sweden. Like so I know a lot of advanced math and physics, but this is totally different. I've been a salesman, also a top salesman, but then again, I was talking my first language. I'm more eloquent, obviously, in my first language. I was a telemarketing salesman. But now I'm here and I'm really determined. I will make this work.
Yes.
I thought on the brick.
Yes. Yes. We have become millionaires.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, Dan, who's got the Lexus?
Our neighbors are kind of, and we're kind of into this a little bit.
It is.
Yes.
Nice grass, I'm sure, but I didn't buy their headlocks.
Okay.
I don't want to move it.
Yeah.
And feather words.
Yeah.
Should just move it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, back to your question. What do you need to read?
What's up?
So.
The talking state.
There, okay, I'm sorry.
Good.
I think it's thank you. That's great.
Okay, so you don't know about. Oh, no, no. I can't read videos till 2 a.m. I can't.
Got the deep thoughts.
What-
Perfect for me.
Yes. No, I don't. Okay. And that's a block, right?
That is.
That's definitely.
That's what it is.
So, this is why you guys, it's so important, because it's pretty common. 100% what everybody it is, right? So what if you flip that? What would change? Think about it.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah, like if you just flipped it. Because if we stay in those stories of guilt in that story, what if you flip that and you can call your kids' or grandkids' parents and be like, hey, you want to go to Disney World next week? right? It was that spontaneous, wasn't it? I was like, oh, okay, right? But that's the difference, right? But if I lived in the guilt, if I lived in, oh, if I, or I like what Wendy said, shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? If I lived in there, I would still be there. So that's why you have to release that. And it's like, I'm gonna see the person I can become. That's take the money out of it. I want to see who she is. I want to see who he is. I want to get to know that person. And if you look at it that way, you won't have these limiting beliefs. You won't have these self-doubts because you can't allow them in your space anymore. Because what happens is we allow the self-doubt and the limiting beliefs in, and then we become a victim. And then we blame other people and blame other circumstances, or then the lack of motivation kicks in. It's like, I just want to watch one more series.
It's so easy to do.
Yes, just one more. Oh, I can come to my videos later. And then you're back in the same story. And it's like, that's why you guys, to make this work, to get your 10 customers, like, matter of fact, if you could release this stuff, mostly what you do, Matt, if you can release that and let it go, you could get 10 customers next week. I have zero doubt in that. Mike and I even talked about you this morning. Like, you guys are our bathroom talk, by the way. You guys, like, you know, yesterday, like, literally, like, that's what we talk about is you guys in the mornings. It's crazy. Every day, like, that's 6 a.m. You know, if you guys' ears are ever burning, yeah, we're just talking about you. And we do, we're like, oh man, Matt is like the perfect, you know, the perfect candidate. And it's like because you have everything and you're there. You know, you are there. Like, you've drawn the line in the sand. You know, you're like, my job's ending. I'm gonna be able to, you know, whatever. What'd you say? It's ending, or was it?
My contract I'm on
And
ended
you do not
December.
want, yeah.
So
And you don't want a new contract.
You don't want another one, right?
I don't want to go to a job.
Yeah, me neither.
I am so tired of it, and
You're gonna have
we talked about it last night
understand more.
Because yeah,
and more things.
That's for me to let go of my anger and really believe and not just have that inside of me, the doubt that I've had because we've tried so many things.
Right.
Oh my gosh, are we really doing another thing?
Right.
I'm so tired of it. So I don't know if I've been holding him back without him knowing it.
Mhm.
Or maybe he knew it.
Mhm.
But if I can let that, if I can let my anger, my frustration, or my doubt that it can work because we've had so many tries and learned it a bunch, then he'll be okay. This morning I was on a run and came past a tree that had a broken branch. And I said, that tree's gone through storms. And that branch fell off, but look at the rest of the tree. It's beautiful. I said, you know how else we do is take off that broken branch, that dead branch, the dead branches, and keep the growth.
yes.
Wow. And keep the growth. We've had so much growth.
Yes.
Children have been blessed because of the growth we've had.
Yes.
And he's amazing. He has been so dogged determined, even despite when I've had doubts and anger. He just keeps going. He just keeps going. And I'm so grateful because he's been the leader in our home. And he shows up. And we work together. And I just need to let go of my anger and my doubt.
Release it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want you guys, I recall a story I said to you guys yesterday, right? When me and my little peanuts were kayaking. And I said that to her. I said, oh, I used to, you know, I'm like, oh, I would love a house on the lake. And, you know, she goes, your dreams do come true. So imagine if you guys could release all of that. And you're teaching your kids and grandkids that dreams come true. And I thought about that when she said that, because she's like, that means dreams do come true, Grandma. You should start. Right, but then I go back to the days at Santa Fe Lake. And what if I would have just stuck in that, in the guilt and, you know, the judgment of me, and can I do this? And do I even want to try to do something different again? Because look, I tried in network marketing and then, you know, but I was like, no, I'm going to look in the mirror and I'm like, I'm going to see what you're capable of. And so I want you guys to say that, like, I want you to give yourself permission to see what you're capable of. And every single time this doubt or this disbelief kicks in, just stop it. Like you said, just release that branch, that broken branch, right? Because the tree will still grow. That's so good, by the way. From some videos.
I recorded her telling that story out there.
Yes, good.
I got her to record a video.
All in then.
But it is so important, you guys, because it don't matter how great we craft your message if you can't release that, because your old self, because look how old you are. So it's been building for how many years?
Long time.
Oh. It's not like it just started last week or last year. It's the stack of the limiting beliefs and the trauma and the drama and the failures and the disappointments and the guilt and the judgments and the hurt, the pain, the lies, the deceit. I mean, it's everything, right? And it's so stacked. So unfortunately, the older we get, the harder it is. But we have to release that. And I just want you guys to become the person you know you can be, or you guys wouldn't be here. There's so many other things you could have done, but you invested in you because you know that you are worthy. You do know. See, so I want you to think about that next time. Like every time that doubt or stuff creeps in, I want you to be like, no, I invested in me because I know I can leave that legacy. I know I can make a difference. And if you start telling yourself that over and over and over, what do you think will happen? You'll start believing it. And if you start believing it, what happens? You start receiving it.
And then isn't there something about your brain starts to, I don't know, rewire or rebalance?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. That's why you should push those negative thoughts.
Right, yes, and that's the problem. This is all about all the wiring and rewiring that you've had to this point. I feel guilty. Then I go, if I feel guilty, why should I be able to leave a legacy and have success? Because you're living in that guilt. So I want you guys to really make sure you release that this weekend. And I want you to become just unstoppable. Even if you just give yourself 90 days to just release all of it and just go all out for 90 days and see what you're capable of. So, okay, we're going to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. So when to go? We talked about this yesterday. The pain, the pivot. Can everybody see this? Everybody see it? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And wait, I just want to briefly cover it because we, talked about it last night. But you guys, this is so important in crafting your story. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a brain dump together. Okay. So the pain is, and you can look at it both ways. The pain is what pain that your customers are feeling right now. The pivot, the path, the power. How can you help them get here? So what we're going to do, okay, is to define your customer, we're going to cover their pains. We're going to cover their desires, their objections, their lifestyle. What's going to be cool is each of you have a little bit of a different customer, right? So we're going to do a brain dump together. So if you think of your customer, what are their pains right now? It's waking them up at 3 a.m. They're tossing and turning and can't go back to bed. What is that?
Overworked.
Okay.
Work.
Bills.
Life's
Stay home with their children. Yeah.
life-sucking job.
Soul sucking.
Soul sucking, that's the better word. That's much better. Thank you.
Guilt for wanting more.
Fuzzy brain as they get older.
Or about to believe.
Soul sucking job, overworked, bills, stay at home with kids, want to.
Stressed out.
What?
Stressed out.
Oh, yes.
Thinking they can't do anything else.
How's that about their situation? And not knowing what to do.
Giving up and not thinking there's any solution and wondering if life's ever gonna get better.
That's all there is.
Is this all there is? That's a Peter, by the way.
Having to choose what they'll give up. Yes. Else.
So think about the pain. Soul sucking job, overworked, bills, want to stay at home with kids. They're stressed out. They're thinking there's no other options. What was the other ones?
Learning, there's learning first.
Too old for learning.
Yeah, lack of belief. that
Yeah.
you Can do something different.
Too old to learn, yeah.
Too late to start over.
That's the big one.
Well, we're proof of that.
This might,
You're not seeing it.
Is it too late?
yeah, you could just say, is it too late?
Mhm.
That'd be
You
another.
know, is it too late for me? You know, some people are like, are these the cards I was dealt in life? Maybe this is what I'm supposed to have.
Well, I gotta pay money to start this?
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
have
That's not.
So think about all the pains. What's some other pains?
Who am I gonna be when my job doesn't identify me?
Yeah.
Feel they're missing out on their purpose. Missing out on kids growing up.
Laid off. That can be a pain point.
Divorce late money.
Yeah.
Not being able to take my family on the vacation we really want to go.
Yeah.
Bad investments.
House in foreclosure.
Mhm.
No money to make memories, travel.
Survival mode.
Yeah.
Very under debt.
Caring for their
Side issues.
grandkids or caring for older.
Yeah, sandwich
parents.
generation.
Yeah.
We've got caring for parents and caring for grandkids.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Stepping in for family members that don't have anything else.
So this is what is so good to do when you're working about defining your concern. What's some of these pain points? Because these right here, what happens is when you understand the pain of your perfect customer, guess what they think?
That you're in.
More relatable.
They get me.
Right.
Like if you have somebody that is living in survival mode right now and you do a video and they hear you say that, like, in my head, like out of all of the hundreds of thousands of videos I've seen, why am I watching somebody talk about survival mode? That's me.
Doesn't that build instant trust?
Instant, right? Because it's that relatability. I love when people say all the time, oh, you're having success because you're making money. I'm like, no. I was way more relatable when I was stressed and overwhelmed and I was trying something new because that was relatable. Because they're like, oh my gosh, because I was their hope dealer. I gave them hope. Because she's like, oh, okay, if she can do it, I can do it, right? And so that's something you just always remember. Where you are now, right now, is when you're most relatable. So if you can work on this and really cover these pain points. Okay, so let's keep up. So pain points. Now, what is some desires? What is desire? Debt
Leave their
free.
profession.
What?
Leave their profession.
Yeah.
Stop living.
Change job. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pay off their debt.
thought they were gonna have.
More time freedom.
Yeah.
Control of their income.
Hey, kids, college.
Leave a,
Travel without debt. You know, not putting it on a credit card.
Be a present parent.
be a good role model.
That's good.
Be able to take your family to dinner and not have your older kids who have jobs pay for their dinner because you can't afford it. So I don't know how to short that down, shrink that down.
Take that down to the detail. Core.
Pay for dinner, yeah.
Yeah, like what
To be able to.
Celine said yesterday, you know?
Yep.
Dad had to like, man, I'm gonna feel this if I take my grandkids out to eat. You know, financially, I'll feel that. Like,
Yeah, I
nobody
want to be
else
able to do whatever I want to do without feeling.
I would say fund your retirement, but still know that you can still live well right now. I don't know if people say that, but like, okay, what if we don't even make it there? I want to still enjoy the life right now, but. I don't know,
So they're giving up their life now under the
Yeah,
retirement.
like
And they're not even sure if they're actually.
Fund retirement, change zip code. Some people like to move in a different home, put their kids in better schools. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Retire early.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah. 5 to 10 years ago, I guess.
Retire, period.
Retire.
I wanna retire early and not be burned for it.
Right. Yeah. And this is something that is and really important to understand is people are living longer, but the money isn't.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why it's so important to help people see this. Cause even if it was an extra 4,000, like right now, if somebody has a good job that they like, but what if they made an extra 4,000 a month and you put it into some type of investments?
You might have a retirement.
In 16 years, they can be making 20,000 a month off of that investment.
What about health insurance too? I know it's so expensive to just even the
Oh.
skincare, just to be able to buy nice.
Right.
Skincare, buy, vitamins that heal your body and things like that. So just be able to have that extra.
Yeah, it is.
To
Yeah, the lifestyle. Well, you desire the lifestyle you want without having to look at your bank account. So what are the objections they have? Like, why aren't they going after these desires? What's the objections? What's all these stuff?
Or don't have the money to start.
Some of them don't even know it exists.
Tech,
Yeah, I think it's.
Scared.
Fear.
too old,
No time to do it.
fear.
Rejection, failure.
I don't feel ready.
The other day, somebody said,
Yeah.
said on my live, it's the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
I said, why don't you fear the known?
Yeah, I fear the no much more than the.
That's what I said. Why do you fear the known? Because do you know you're not gonna be able to retire the way you're going right now? Do you know you're not gonna be able to pay your bills if you don't make? I mean, I would fear more
Be afraid of
what you know is gonna happen than the unknown.
Right.
And they were like, wow, gonna do the light bulb. But it's so true. We all focus on the fear of the unknown. What about the fear of the known?
Yeah.
What you know is gonna happen. Because
Look at
People
that.
don't like to get out of their comfort zone.
Yes.
So it's easier to stay where you're
Mhm.
comfortable than it is to
Mhm.
face that fear.
Change.
I think
That's subjective.
videos. They fear doing videos. Fear family judging. Or friends judging. They fear family friends judgment. What's some other objections that people have?
For what we got.
Yes, yes.
Scarcity mindset.
Yeah. You know, for my generation, all they've ever known is to 9 to 5 and pick up an extra shift and, you know, get a menial job on the weekends. They don't even realize that they can build something like this around.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're not even too cognizant of the fact that we're the, 21st century now and
Yep.
we could do this.
Right, like they're not even open to receiving.
No,
it.
yeah, I see that a lot.
They, objection is
don't want to show their face.
videos, yeah, social media. They fear social, the objection is, I don't know nothing about social media. I just watch a few videos every once in a while.
Don't know how it's.
My 87-year-old mother can FaceTime me. And she can get on Facebook, she scrolls that sucker.
Oh, yeah.
But she can like.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna start using some of that in my videos too.
Yeah.
7-year-old Brandy can do this, you can too.
Well, Don, that was here at the last Clarity to Cash, when he he's the one that's like, oh, I have retirement money, but I'm watching it go just really quick, right? And he's 80 and he has the mindset of a 50-year-old.
What the illness could take that.
And, and he likes to do things. So when he discovered this, you guys, he didn't even have a computer.
Yes, I remember.
Wow.
The master.
Yeah.
Donald?
Yeah, he didn't have a computer.
Yeah.
So he literally had to get a computer, learn a computer and do all this. Yeah.
Wow.
He outsourced a lot of stuff. He's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But he knew he wanted, he feared the known
Yeah.
more than the unknown of learning a computer and doing this. He feared that.
Yeah.
And so, but that is, yeah. So anyway, I think that's a great story.
It is.
You guys should share that story, right? Like he's 80 years old. Didn't even have a computer. He bought a computer because he was watching he has a retirement, but he's like,
But you have to believe.
but the lifestyle
Yeah.
that I want,
It won't fund it.
not as, cause I mean, he's spunky and healthy, 80, right?
Right.
That's, you know, so anyway, not even a computer. So, yeah. So what's something else here?
Getting out of societal beliefs of
Yeah, I was gonna say.
you have to go to school, you have to do this, you have to program, 95 is 90, you're not gonna make money if you don't.
There's also a lot of scams out there, so people that. Always like, is this real? or-
This is a scam.
Yeah, that's a scam.
So the reason why these are so important, because if you can call out the pink elephant in the room in your content, you've handled objection before they even said it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah. You released that thought from them, right? And so sometimes people are afraid. So you think it's a scam. In this video, I'm going to share with you, maybe it is a scam, or maybe it's a scam. Boom, you know what I mean? And you handle the objections, and then you go right into the desire, you go right into the pain, and then you go back to the outcome in the CTA.
Yeah.
So it's so good to bring out the objections, just like that, the fear of the unknown. Are you like looking at your bank account going, it's the weekend, I can't even do anything? But you fear doing something, trying something, because what if it doesn't work? Why don't you fear the known, you know the fact that you can't do anything because of what your bank account says. Then you handle this. Maybe it's because you're not tech savvy. Maybe it's because you don't have enough time. Maybe you think you're too old. Then boom, what if I showed you that you can follow a proven blueprint where you can be able to get debt free, be able to not look at your bank account, and then you handle the desires. Like, you guys, this is how you create content. This is why you do such a brain dump on all of this. And if you can call out, I make sure I will call at least 5 objections during my lives. Because if I can cover them, then they can't give me those objections.
So you're starting with the objection.
I'll
and then-
put in a hook.
Yeah, okay, and then going into the pain points and the desires, okay,
I will
and
do
then the
that.
solution.
Yeah, I do that in a lot of my content, just because of it in my lives. I will literally know like the pain points. Like, you know, a big objection when I was, what I knew my perfect customer would be, I don't want to have to DM people. You know, I don't want to have to DM people. I don't want to have to bother friends and family. I don't want to have to lift the phone on my phone, because when I did network marketing, I would go for no. So I lived in I had to be told no, go for no. You know, I was like, I'm getting 10 no's today. And I lived in a complete, you know, get rejected state. And the moment I walked away from my phone, there's no way I would make money.
No.
And so I'd be with my family, and I'll get a DM. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. It's not that hours later, then they'd be on to the next thing. So I get the guilt, right? And so that was some of the objections that I dealt with. So that's why I talk about it. No DMing people, no bothering friends and family. That's why you hear me say that over and over again, because that's a huge objection.
Yeah.
So that's why you guys have to really think about your perfect customer. What is their main objection they have, and just talk about it. Let them know if they don't have that. And if you hear that, the people that talk in the webinars, they talk about, they love the fact they don't have to DM.
But one more objection is like leaving the matrix. You always do what everyone in society says that you should do, and you have been indoctrinated that this is the only way to live, and that's one objection. And I want to stay in this, but
Yeah.
maybe it's related to this fear of the unknown. But
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about lifestyle. So what is the lifestyle that they want that they don't have?
Travel,
Mhm.
peace.
Faith, knowledge.
No waking up to the Lord.
Mm.
Yeah, check it.
That's pretty nice, I have to say.
Unless you go somewhere, you're like, oh,
Some people it's more kids.
spend time with your adult kids.
Some people, they can't have any kids because they don't have the money, or they can only have one kid because they don't have the money. Their lifestyle would be they want a bigger family.
Make memories.
Mm-hmm.
Work when and where you want.
More luxury.
They don't want their bank.
What are your panels they can do?
What?
Work on your panels.
Like, if you wanna be somewhere else, you can go and spend the time that you want to be. I thought about you when you said that about, I want to be able to get the supplements I want. I want to get the skincare I want without looking at the price and deciding what I can afford.
Yeah,
So
buy without having to worry about what you can afford.
Or even just, like organic food or like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
I thought limitation.
Yes.
Fruit is for rich people. So, she's in California, she's all, Auntie, you mind if I have some fruit? And I'm like, whatever you want. She's like, I go, why are you saying it like that? So she's all, that's for the rich people. And I'm like,
Wow.
because $9 now.
Yes.
Says food is much more expensive. It's crazy.
Yeah. Or you can buy a big old bag of potato chips for $2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Fruit, it was like, it's super
Buy a
expensive.
bag of stuff that, never mind.
Yeah, it is. And
Don't
that's,
get me started.
and that's lifestyle. Yeah. There you go. Right. That is definitely lifestyle. So these are important to know. Like, this is a really important one because why? Because that's what will get them to want to make a decision, right? Because they trusted you because you handled their objections. They get me. You agitated the pain. Now you're going to show them they can have peace in their life. You can show them they can travel. They don't have to wake up to alarm clock anymore. If your perfect customer is more kids, they can have more kids.
Maybe that they
Or
can
they're
have security, like live in the house in the neighborhood that they want to,
Yes.
as well as the financial security.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just it though. Yeah.
I got a good one, Michelle.
Mhm.
My niece, they just got evicted because the owner's gonna, have his son move into the house, big house. And her husband, works in Sacramento, and because it's so expensive, they move 3 hours away, just to be able to afford to live. Because they don't pay him enough, and he wants to commute back to Sacramento.
Yeah.
And I was like.
So he's gonna drive 6 hours every day.
Besides, for he could stay with a friend during the week so that he can,
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
and I was like.
You can do that for a short amount of time.
Right, where we're working, we're having 2 to 3 hours out, just so we can, continue.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's so
Heartbreaking.
Wow.
And then I think that paralyzes people, it's fear, and then they get paralyzed and they go, oh my God, I just gotta keep surviving.
Right.
I
That's
don't
part
have
of it.
anything else, because every time I do, I get knocked back down,
Not only do you get back down, you get down farther.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Just one more thing to add to the pot, you know?
So it's like you feel like you're going backwards.
So I'm a part of a nonprofit. That's a big part of my life ever since I started this. So thanks to you and everybody else who mentors me. So I would love, like sometimes, we're doing things for the kids, elementary school, high school, and I would love to be able to give anything to them. You know what I mean? So that to me is what I really want to do in the future.
I love that.
So
I'll tell you guys a great story. When we had this house under construction, and this guy knocks on our door. The black man's wish. And he walks on the door and he goes, the Logan's BMW was out front, and he came in and was trying to sell us some cleaners. And he said, BMW. He goes, that's a black man's wish. We were like, and he's a black guy, and he goes, that's my dream someday. And we were cracking up, right? He's just the greatest guy. Anyway, and he's like, just such a great personality. I bought his cleaner, like a whole box of his cleaner. And he always comes back, and he came back, gosh, Mike, when was it? Like November? And he came back, and because we just really connected, like great guy. And he came back in November, and he's like talking to me. He's like, I run a nonprofit, and we have a bunch of it's the lower income kids, and we support football and da da da. And he goes, would you like to donate money? And I said, that's not the right question to ask. And he goes, what do you mean? And I said, because you'll just get a little. I said, how much is a trip going to cost? I literally grabbed my phone. It's like I grab my phone. I get the calculator out. And I'm like, how many kids? And what does it cost for each kid? I'm calculating all this. The drive, how many vehicles? What's the food going to cost? What's the hotel? And I divided that into the amount of kids. Do you remember how much it was? like a kid, 300 and some or 400 and some. I said, so if everybody would just sponsor one kid, we need $400. I got my bank account, my checking, and I gave him the $400 some dollars. I said, see, you'll get what you asked for.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my gosh, he was like, his mind was like, that's brilliant. Da, da, da. But anyway, he came back. We just by all the time. He's just such a great guy. And he's like, where's my BMW? I'm like, why? Nice to me because you just inspire me. Anyway, he goes, we're starting to collect the money. And he goes, it's $300. I'm like, yes. He knew what to ask for. And he said, so he's looking for, of course I gave him the $300. And I said, let me know, if you can get the other people to sponsor. I said, but have people do a mutual sponsor, maybe two families can sponsor one kid. And I told them, I said, then you need to have the kids go over, do a picture with them. And I did this whole marketing campaign with them, but I said, just let me know, if other kids can't be sponsored, come back and I'll help you. But I thought of that because it is, it's like,
It makes a big deal.
It does.
So why is he not legacy?
I've never even talked to him about it. I've just talked to him about him.
Wow,
I've just always helped him because he's a phenomenal. I mean, he has his own cleaning. He makes his own cleaning supplies.
Oh, geez.
By the way, the cleaning that he sells, if you wash the windows with it, they'll be smudge proof for 2 weeks.
No, wow. Wow.
Yes. And I didn't believe it. And he's like, yes, it is. And it's so funny. He's like, you still using that cleaner? I'm like, I try to, but the cleaning crew come to my house. He said, but I do these windows. I go, that's why you don't ever see no smudges. He goes, oh, yeah, that's great.
Wow.
But anyway, my
Does he
point
sell
is,
it online? Or is it all, does he sell it online or is it only door to door?
CDA? Yeah.
Oh,
Just my point I'm getting at is like, he just didn't understand marketing.
Yeah. Well, didn't you say that when I first heard you? You said the number one reason people fail is that they don't understand marketing.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
you said, like I learned these skills because of my nonprofit, and I thought about him because now he's out ahead of time. He knew exactly the amount and everything, and he goes, "I'm going to bring these kiddos back that you're sponsoring," and yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's like it's so cool. And he comes by. He goes, I'll be back in a few weeks. I got to see what the outcome of this house looks like. I go, I'll make sure Logan has a BMW here. Okay. He goes, I might just need to set in it someday. I'm like, you can set in it. Bring your kids with you. But that's the thing is, that's why I love that you've taken this and you've applied
So many different ways.
Yeah.
I think like 3 years ago, I've been nonprofit for 2 years. I'm one of the officers for 2 years now. But before that, I would have never, they invited me, I would have never gotten in it. And maybe I would have gotten in it just to like, here's a check or whatever, but not become one of the officers.
Yeah.
So,
Body of
yeah.
Yeah. So good. I love that. And that's one thing, like this just opens the doors to so many different things.
It really does.
It does. It's not just like,
It's transferable.
yes,
It's very transferable.
very.
That's what I was talking about yesterday.
Video
Like,
content.
I got a letter from one of the kids that worked for me. And he said, thank you for all the leadership skills. Thank you for all the meetings that we have. You don't realize how much you impacted my life.
Yeah.
And by him writing that letter, he impacted my life.
Exactly. Well, and that's.
It makes everything you do worth it.
Yes.
My husband and I went to a restaurant the other night and they had like, when they get just out there, they were collecting money for some lady from the community. And the thought ran in my head, if I could only just write a check for her, give her, like to say, what is it that you actually need? Like you're saying, what is the amount?
Right.
And just be able to write that. And obviously I can't right now, but I'm like, those are things I want to be able to do. It's not exactly, how people who
Yeah.
are just have like a tin hand expecting change, never thinking anybody will be stepping up and giving them exactly what they need.
And here's the thing, it brings so much joy to your heart because like when I'm at meetings, the first thing I say is everybody take out your phone, like and share my Facebook page so that we can spread the joy of love of helping our children.
So good. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is like, you talked about donating. Do you think that we're the only three like that?
No.
No, there's
That's lifestyle. That's giving,
Yeah,
helping.
Yeah.
You know, I love when somebody says, oh, you just focus on money. I probably give away more money than you make in a year. Because I make money now. I get to help people like him. I'm like, how much you need? Like, what is it for kid? Let me know if you need more. I'll donate, I'll sponsor more kids, right? I love that I can do that.
But also, I mean, they teach community, as I told you, and he calls me the Swedish Robin Hood because of my hat. But Robin Hood takes from the rich and gives to the poor. But I have a different take. I want to be rich so I can give to the poor. So I don't need to pay from anyone. I just earn money and then I can give to those that are in need. And the animals, I want to like help animals as well. So.
It's awesome. Yeah, that's a huge one too.
Yeah, wolves are my favorite animals.
So that is donate to charities,
Yeah.
right? Help. I mean, that's one thing. That's when we think about lifestyle. So what, you know, what is it? Like mine, I want to make sure I'm in the seats for every single one of my son's meets, right? I want to make sure that my kids are taken care of. They all drive safe cars, right? I mean, you know, it's that you got to think about what that lifestyle is. And that's what you got to talk about with your person, because it's huge, you guys, because if you don't do that, there's no connection. Without connection, there's no currency. You know, we get so caught up on this vanilla marketing of just saying, hey, get the blueprint, it's great. No, that won't do it. It's literally taking these brain dump, you guys, and do these things. It's going to make a huge, huge difference. Now, some of you are still caught up in, I don't even know who my perfect customer is. Okay. If that's you, we can do a little breakout later with this, but I do have that find your perfect customer in 20 minutes thing that you can take and fill out, but don't overthink it anymore. It's typically just think about you and when you make that decision. So this is what we're going to work on right now. I helped Blank do what benefit without what. So, and it's on the paper too, you guys. See that right here, your $1 million message. I help blank, do blank without blank. And then you can do some other variations as well. And you can see it on this. You're gonna do like a bonus upgraded one that says, I help, who do you help, do what, so they can desire without pain. But this is the one to start with. Right, when I launched my business, it was I help single moms be able to never take a calculator to the grocery store again without having to be able to build a business without having to bother their friends and family. Because that was the biggest pain. They didn't want to bother friends and family. So what we're going to do is I want to kind of help you guys with this, and then we're going to break out into small groups, and you guys are going to share yours with each other. So if anybody needs any help with this right now, let me help you with that real quick.
So I came here with a clean slate.
Love it.
I don't know my message or my customer, and I was speaking to someone yesterday, and she gave me some very good ideas. And she said, well, you should market to business people since you're a business owner. And I thought that was a good idea. But I told her, I want to market to moms who I see come to my truck and they can afford to purchase a Kona for their child. And she said, she asked, well, are you a stay-at-home mom? And I thought about it. I said, she's got a point. I've been a stay-at-home. I've always worked and tried to provide for my family. But now that I think about it, I'm not or have never been a stay-at-home mom, but I am a mom who wants to see those things and provide for my children. And I think about you all the time, how you want to be at your son's track meets. My daughter is an actress or getting into it. And we had a conversation last week, and there's a coach that she wants to train with in LA. And she's like, well, I'm not going to be able to do that this year because it looks like I have to stay home and work. And that really hurt me. I want to be able to say, no, I'm going to send you there for a few weeks to train with him. but I can't right now. So.
Yeah.
I'm.
So when, but, so let's reverse engineer that. When does she need to go there? Or when does she want to go there?
There's no set time. So,
So she could go there in 30 or 60 days.
yes,
So if you get 10 customers and make 9,000, you could help her get there.
yes.
And that's that for that bunch. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would drive. I would drive my vehicle and it would happen. It would happen. Like it would come in my mind and I would think about it. I would think about, and what I would think about is her face when I get to tell her. I'll think about the videos that she's gonna send me when she's there.
Yeah.
And that's who I would show up for every single day. So I had those 10 customers. And then I would be like, oh my gosh, not only me, I get to see these videos of her and her face that she gets to do this, then I'm helping 10 other moms be able to look at their daughter and say, you need to do this, or look at your child, like you want more basket or baseball.
So,
Yeah,
coaching.
that's the person I show up for.
Right.
Right? So to me, your perfect customer is a mom that loves her kids, but they have to make sacrifices. They have kids that have goals and visions and talents, but there's decisions that have to be made because of the bank account. Because those are the moms that will make a change quickly.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the ones that can't afford a comb are in the awareness stage. But you're in that decision. You're ready, like, no, I will. You know, like you think about all the parents that are like, oh my gosh, it's July, almost July, right? And this is gonna be my child's last year in high school. I have no money for tuition. I have no money to help them with college. Like where did the last 18 years go? Right?
Right.
Those are the ones in decision stage. They need to make a change.
Yeah. Yeah.
They need them. That's your perfect customer. That's your perfect customer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because see, you can talk to them. Because you can talk to them why you're doing this. And then guess what? Then when you're able to do it, story, you're gonna help. That's gonna be your $1 million story. That's how you're gonna hit $1 million. Because you're gonna do this, you're gonna get your 10 customers, you're gonna know what that feels like to see your daughter's face and see the videos and hear her journey because you showed up today and made a decision. You should drive that vehicle. And then it's gonna happen, and then you're gonna go show that story online. That's your $1 million message that would get you to $1 million. Because see, you guys haven't created your $1 million message yet. This is gonna start creating that message, right? Then it's going to turn. This is just the beginning to make you guys not overthink it and take it.
So I help moms who want to provide more for their children without starting.
Okay, let's go a little bit more. So I help moms, but what is the benefit?
Remember yesterday when we were talking about it's not just like time, freedom, and money. It was like I help moms pick their granddaughters up from school every day without having to, XYZ have a job.
To see, I help moms who want to see their children do the things that they struggle with.
I don't know if it's necessarily struggle.
Okay.
Or you want your kids to be able to follow their dreams.
That's a good one. Which one? What was that?
That you want your kids to be able to follow their dreams. I mean, that doesn't mean that you,
Right.
how do I say it? I mean, it's a balance, right? Like you don't want to enable them, but you want to be able to give them that push so that they can have that success and taste that success and do it for themselves.
So without what? Without going into debt or losing time with their kid.
Or without getting a second job.
Right, okay. Perfect.
Mhm.
And
You know-
showing an example to your kids of what's possible.
I mean, I help moms, and you don't gotta use the word do as much as I help moms fund my children's, future without having to get a second job. You know, something like that. Never sure, and we'll work on it somewhere here. Sam?
Yeah, I'm ready to wrap this.
Okay.
I'm thinking like overworked, underpaid, but I'm thinking maybe I should start targeting men. You
Mhm.
know, 'cause,
I would,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
Really? I'm just, yeah.
And you know what, they'll know when here's what I love about this, because like me, when I went live one time, this guy's like, what about his dad?
Yeah.
But some of the pain that I had shared, they'll get it, right? So if you just go talk to men, some women are gonna be like, well, what about this,
Yeah,
you
of
know,
course.
women? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna help everyone.
Exactly, but yeah, no, you're just right.
Yeah, because I'm too broad. And I like.
Yeah.
So maybe just like go after men, overworked, like I've been overworked, not paid my whole life.
Mhm.
Right, so I want to target those people on how to craft it, so men. And I want to create that rich life. I mean, that's what, I just want to create that rich life, you know? And so I want to,
So what does a rich life look like?
yeah, I need to get more clear about that, but it's just like being able to travel, like where I want to travel, drive whatever I want to drive. You know, live where I want to live, buy a house here, buy a house in Kansas, like. Start
Right next door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, cool. It's on the lake though.
Right.
I need a lake view.
Oh, they have a lake view.
I got another lake.
Oh, yeah, this goes around and they have, it looks just like this over here. Yeah, oh, yeah, lake view.
But I wanted like a house in Florida too, like, all right, I'll be like, see, Mike, Michelle, I'm in Florida.
You know, the high rise we stayed at,
Yeah,
that's the letter.
I don't like the heights, remember I was.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, here's it. We rented this high rise. We all went, we had a cruise last year for the community and we went on it and he goes outside and he's like
Fill me in.
this. He was, because it was like,
Yeah, I don't like.
it was,
that.
he did better though. But see, that's what I want to have a high rise right
Oh,
here.
that's cool.
Unlimited ocean, like,
I want to be able to, I'll be like right next to the beach, so I can just walk on the beach.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
awesome.
think
yeah.
Yeah, so having my car, multiple houses, and just be able to buy whatever I want to buy, go on these trips and be clear
So
about.
like you can relate with him because that's kind of you. So how would you help him with his $1 million? I help.
You know, the people that like I followed, they were this way too, right? And it was more about when I followed them, it was more about like the big thing for me, like when I had, you know, this same sort of like perspective, but the big thing for me was I just wanted to be able to make as much money as I wanted to make. And I wanted to be able to live anywhere. I didn't want to be trapped in one particular location. And I wanted to be able to, you know, use like the computer, like I liked building things on the computer. So like naturally, I would look for things like how do I build a product or how do I sell a digital product? Like how do I make money? And I was always attracted to here's how I made 100,000 a month with digital products, you know, and that's the stuff that I would look at, you know, because that was like what I wanted to do. So, you know, doing videos, like in the awareness level, I think that if you're going after that type of person, I think they already know they want this stuff, right? So I think you're more in like how to and comparing. So it's like, here's what I do each day to be able to live anywhere and make as much as I want. And then, you know, share that type of journey. Like, those are the things that I would look at. Like I was already sold on the idea, even before I knew anything about online business. Like as a little kid, I was sold on.
So what would this mean for him then?
Yeah, like,
So, I hope
Men who want to.
I hope guys be able to work from anywhere and make as much as they want without having to have a boss, without having to have somebody tell them what to do, or without having to check into some place each day, or without having to wear some silly outfit and go to school or go to work. And I mean, that's It's that simple.
See, mine for you would be, I help men make 6 figures online without having a job and without the grind.
Without answering to anybody else, without being a slave to somebody else.
Yeah, any version of that.
So you gotta say something that would be comfortable, but I mean, to me, you need to say the 6 figures. See, that's what I did. I was like, I would go committee to 1,000.
The hell man makes.
And then I would create 106 figure income earners. Now it's like, I will create 1,000 millionaires now. So see, like, to me, it's like, you gotta call that out. I help men hit 6 figures
Okay,
online without a job and without the grind.
okay.
Because what do you think of when you say without the grind?
Without the restrictions.
I have my life back.
Yeah.
I say all the time on my lives, oh, by the way, if you want to grind, I'm not your mentor. I said all the time, I'm not your mentor if you want to grind. If you want that badge of honor, work hard, I'm not your mentor. Now, if you want to learn how to master 2 hours a day, so you have 22 hours a day to do the things you love, I'm your mentor. That's why I say that. That's how I say time freedom. That's my way of saying time freedom.
Okay, let me say it right now. So I help men hit 6 figures without having to.
Online though.
Okay, I help men hit 6 figures online without having to answer to a boss,
Without having a job,
without having a job,
or without answering the boss,
without having to work a job or answer to a boss.
To me, I hated having to go check in somewhere every day and then be told what to do all day. It's not like somebody like hovering over me. It's like, I can't stand
So
it.
is that what you call a job?
I mean, I just can't, I just can't say, but see, to me, it wasn't a job. It's like, I hate being micromanaged and told what to do and having to check in somewhere and wear something. I'll never forget when I was at the dealership. My manager, this was when I was like done. This manager came in and he's like, you need to shave. And I had just shaved the day before. And if, when you shave, after you shave, it's like, it hurts, like it like.
Yeah, you know.
So he hands me a big razor and he tells me to go to the bathroom and shave at the dealership or I had to go home. I took the razor and I just flicked it back at him.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Your flag is a problem.
I'm gonna give you an example that I had given in the last quoted cash, and it was, here's an example. I help full-time moms create a 900 a day business so they can make memories with their kids without trading time for dollars.
That's good. That's good.
Let's see, it's like I help full-time moms, right? So it's calling it out. So like that's something that you can think about, Yeah, it's right there on this paper, your $1 million message formula. That was the one, that was the example I had given.
I help retirees who want a full-time lifestyle. Do that without having a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do.
We're gonna break up groups.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna break out from here in a minute.
Can I just need your father for that?
So, no, I
With this message, this is awesome, but how do I define my children cancer research into that message business? Is like
that, no, this is, that's not yet.
Oh,
That's part of your story. Look
okay.
at your message as like an elevator speech, kind of. Like if you were getting in the elevator with somebody and they said, what do you do?
I would teach them to make money.
That's it. Yeah, that's what you think about. This is just
5
your,
seconds.
this is your message, not your story. You're talking your story. I'm your message.
Okay.
Yeah. So see, like me, now my message changed. My message used to be, I help moms be able to make it income online without, without the brand. I used to say, I help moms follow a 300 a day blueprint that they can do online without having to bother for instance, family income. Now it's like, I help entrepreneurs make 7 figures online without the grind, I mean, that's kind of my message now. It's like, by following a 2-hour income earning day. So that's my message. So if somebody asks me right now, I'm like, oh, I help people make money online. And
Well, that's what I always say, but there's no like details, like there's no manual. I'm not using that. It's like I'm just saying, it's like I help people make money online.
It's gotta be more than that. Like that's so vanilla, right? Like I help people make 7 figures online. I have a freedom formula they follow to make 7 figures online.
You need some kind of unique magic.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is it?
Well, I don't know. Let's be here to figure out, right? So with that, so yeah, this is a good idea, you know, like this one here, I help full-time moms, sorry, calling out full-time moms.
Right.
Create 900 a day business, so they can make more memories with their kids without trading time for dollars.
Can I borrow that message and be my message?
No, because that's not authentic to you. You gotta think about what's in your heart. Like like Tasha last week, she's like, I help stay-at-home moms be able to help provide for the family without getting a job. That people are like, what do you mean? I'm a stay-at-home mom. How can I provide for my family without getting a job? So that was her, yeah, that was her message. Like it was that clean, just worked on it. So it doesn't have to be long like this. It can be small like that. I would prefer small.
Michelle, how's this one? I help dads make 6 figures online so they can be a stay-at-home dads without trading time for money.
That's perfect. Like,
Yeah.
that's it.
Awesome. You know,
That's good. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, we're dropping that. That's good.
I got it.
That's perfect.
Ina, I help moms make money online so that they can take care of their kids that have cancer so they can save their lives.
Ooh.
That's a good one for you. That's what you want to donate to.
Something along those lines, because that affected you so much. How do you help other people be able to have the means to help save more kids who have cancer or something like that effect? Just a thought.
okay, but then I love it. And yes, I like it. But then what if another man was like, oh, do you have that experience? Did your kid had a cancer or something like, no, none of that.
But then you use it like
Nothing.
kids that you. Right. Yeah.
Well, I just like, so,
And
it's like, that's what's great, like, with Matt, when he says that, if somebody's like, oh, but are you helping people now? All he's gotta do is go inside the community and show all these wins of people making 6 figures, like,
To
just.
show
Yeah.
kids that benefited from
Right.
this charity.
You will take
Working
kids
themselves.
Exactly.
Exactly. So they can take care of it.
And start that list that Mike talked about
Yesterday, yep.
But if that's something you don't want to talk about all the time, and this is what I talk about all the time, this message has to be something that you could say over and over again, and when somebody bought from you, your heart would smile. Right?
Yeah.
That's more your purpose.
Yeah.
Right, so, yeah, but it's just, it's simple, like yours is perfect, you nailed it, like that is perfect.
And you can ask your audience to help you build on that list of kids that are helped.
Anybody else need clarity on that? Okay,
So I help nurses. Initially, it started out to be able to retire, right?
mhm.
But it's really more about finding balance, because not all of them want to quit,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't want to have to work the overtime or get that second job.
Okay, so say that, I helped overworked
Okay,
or overstressed,
okay,
or I help overworked and overstressed nurses.
uh-huh.
What would you help them do? What is the outcome you want from them?
How can we want for them?
Well,
Yeah.
so they can make enough money that they don't have to get that second job, or they can start building retirement savings or be home with their kids.
Yeah.
Options, to give them options.
Right, so I helped overworked and overstressed nurses be
Okay,
able to create additional income
okay,
following a 2-hour workday without having to get an additional job or leave their family.
okay, I want to work overtime. Overstressed nurses. Earn additional income.
Yeah, what's the word you would use? Earn, generate, make,
Okay,
create, yeah, like what, use the words you guys that you would flow through,
right,
right? So,
earn income.
and you could say online too. Earn an income online
Okay,
following a 2-hour workday. I think that one is so important because
I use that.
they're overworked and overstressed. So you're calling out an objection, which is time.
Right.
So, online, following a 2-hour workday
Okay,
without having to get a job.
okay, thank you.
Jacqueline?
I help full-time girls turn their life experiences into online income. Without starting over, feeling like they're too late.
I love it. Turning their experience. See, that's the emotion. Yeah, that's the emotion. Perfect. Nailed it.
That's fine.
What about you?
So I help women over 50 who don't have enough to retire, make 5 to 10K a month online. so that they can fast track their retirement, not have to give up their current lifestyle or rely on the kids for family.
That's beautiful. And see, she said the income.
Okay.
So was it,
Women over 50.
that's what I forgot to add to my use.
But should it just be women over 50?
That's her audience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's her audience. Uh-huh.
It should be the younger ones too, because.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, but but they can relate to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now it's everybody I know that's in my age bracket.
Like sweet, when I launched my business, I literally was going after moms with little kids.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, then it evolves,
Yeah.
right? My audience is into the dad. And it was like, my audience is, average my age. Right? And I was like, I had to change my message a little bit. Then I realized like, they don't want to grind. They don't want to take a lot of time. They want to make memories.
But they don't wanna give up with their current.
And they don't want to have to give up
Yeah.
choices.
Because then they're like, great, so now I gotta stop doing anything, put this away and hope that I'm gonna even make it to. retirement. So.
Yeah.
If they can make the extra 5 to 10K a month,
That's perfect.
and then we got our tax and a new guy.
Yes, yes.
I help business owners add an additional income stream while learning social media to attract local customers to increase their sales without adding more time to their schedule.
Perfect. Yes. Woo!
Not my memories were, no.
I helped overwhelm teachers from earn an income online with a 2-hour workday without getting a part-time job.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, a
Wow.
little unique, but it's good.
Yes, very unique. Yeah. Take the next one.
It's not fair.
Oh, somebody's news.
I show seniors how to afford amazing memories with their grandkids and actually pay for the rising cost of medications in life without going out and getting another job.
Woo! I love that. Afford amazing memories. That is a good benefit. Yes. Right?
I have financially stressed out moms make 6-figure online without the everyday grind.
Yes, there you go.
I think I like this one. This is.
I love it. You know what? Wow, it's good. Literally, my friend, right there. Thank you. Okay, who else needs help? Yeah, okay.
Now, can I say 6 figures when I don't?
Yes.
I mean,
Because you have a community of people that have.
Okay.
It's not like you created a product and you're like, you know what I mean? Like the product has been proven, the community has been proven to make 6 and 7 figures. Okay. But yeah,
So I help moms create 6 figures online so they can stay home, be present with their kids, never miss out on moments without having to worry about lifestyle or paying their bills.
that's perfect. Because
That's perfect. You're getting a
And by the way, you branding 7-figure monks, so you might want to say, I help.
So figures?
Yeah, you can go up to 7 figures.
Yeah. No, seriously.
Yeah.
And the thing is that you can piggyback off that. Yeah, and I'm even mentored by somebody that's gonna create 1,000 7-figure earners, and I'm gonna help guys be part of that 1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a movement. It's just always that movement. Just like you're gonna create a movement of women over 50 that want to make 5 to 10,000. You're gonna create a movement of grandmas. You're gonna create a movement of helping grandmas make amazing memories, right? It's that movement. Yeah, you're gonna create a movement of men making 6 figures. And that's what it is. When you start looking at your $1 million message as a movement, that's
Can we say, or should we say, like, I'm creating a movement of nurses?
I
who-
did. Well,
I mean, I'm just.
yeah, no, absolutely. Because I mean, and that's like I tell people all the time, I will grow a community to 1,000, right? I don't really,
Yes.
I don't need to say movement, but I just created it,
Okay.
you know? I
Okay.
mean, like the countdown's on.
Right, I will do this.
Yeah, I will.
You can't say I will do this.
Right, right. I will grow a community. I will show up as the person I need to become to achieve that.
So I help retirees rebuild their dreams without the grind.
That's good.
I love it. So
Succinct.
Yeah.
Very succinct.
Yeah.
I help moms never have to worry about paying a bill or putting food on the table by teaching them how to earn six figures online without getting a second job or sacrificing time.
Beautiful, yeah,
That's what I've been saying the past couple weeks.
it's good.
That's awesome.
I've been talking about building.
See, now here's what's great. This $1 million message you guys are creating right now is what we're going to be adding to your capture page.
Okay. Oh.
You know, the very top there, now it's gonna be you talking to overworked, overstressed nurses, you talking to men wanting to make 7 figures. It's gonna be that, what you guys are saying right now.
Oh, that's good.
So that
I
whole
got tips
page,
For that.
yes, yes. So then, again, we're going to take your message, right? And then it's what we're gonna be doing this afternoon. We're gonna be taking your message, and then we're going to be plugging that into ChatGPT. They're gonna take your page, right? We're gonna screenshot your page. Mike's gonna get your pictures on there. We'll screenshot your page and then put it in ChatGPT with your $1 million message and have ChatGPT recreate it to get it converting as good as it can, 10 out of 10.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yes, and then Harold's next.
Jen,
Jen. I'm torn because I want to help women, but I also want to help my husband retire, you know, I'm not like at that retirement.
Right, but you are a wife that wants to help retire her husband, so that's your message. Yeah, so you are helping women help their husband retire, yeah.
So how would that? How would
So what do you have wrote down now?
I kind of piggyback off of what other people had said, women 50 and over who wanna, earn 5 to 10K a month, following the 2-hour workday, but then it doesn't tie in the retirement element. into it.
I want to help women retire their husbands.
Yep.
I want to help women over 50 retire their husbands by earning 5 to 10K a month online following a 2-hour workday.
There you go. Nailed it.
I've been listening.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Does that resonate for you?
But no, I mean, that's perfect.
Yeah, because I don't want my husband to have to work part-time jobs, and he has this surgery that he has to, like, so he's at pumps about even planning the surgery.
Right, because he wants money.
It's what about the money?
Yep.
Some imbeciles, you know, and you have knee replacement surgery, you're out for 6 months, so he's been, doing the CDs and stuff through the bank just to have some money and stuff.
Well, and it isn't even just the surgery, it's all the associated costs. I'm sorry, as a nurse. Well, because knee surgery, he's gonna have PT, he's gonna.
Oh, yeah.
Time he goes to PT, he's gonna go to rehab, he's gonna have co-pays.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I talk about in my videos too, is that I don't have long-term care insurance. I couldn't afford it. And I'm a nurse who does insurance assessments, so I'm well versed in this area. And I don't want to live with my kids. I love them. So if I want to live at home and stay age in place, I gotta be able to pay for it.
Yep.
So I have to be able to build up that income. And that's exactly what you're trying to do for your husband.
Yes.
So I get it.
Yeah.
It's very relatable.
Say that message again. What you just got.
That if I want to be able to age in place, because I can't afford long-term insurance and not at 63 at 30. Right, that's what I just told her.
No, the very beginning.
You are a wife who, you help women over 50 who want to retire their husbands by earning 5 to 10K a month online following a 2-hour workday.
Now you say, oh my.
Of course, use your words that you would say, right? That's a great way to, unless that blows.
Am I saying I help women? Am I saying the age or no?
It's up to you. I mean, you wouldn't have to if you're gonna, I help women retire their husband. I mean, it's pretty much. Yeah.
So
But
I help women retire their husband by earning 5 to 10K a month.
well, would that be able to retire him then?
Yeah.
That's different.
You think you might want to pick that number up a little bit.
Yeah. I would hire. Double it.
Double it.
Just say
Double it. Just double it.
I helped women make I helped women retire their husband on making 6 figures online
Yeah.
without
There you go.
the grind and following a 2-hour income earning activity day.
Right.
I mean, Look at, I mean, we have a lot of people in our community that have retired their husband because of this.
Yeah.
I know, so fun.
So great.
I love it.
Yeah.
Part of my issue is I've been torn between like talking to people in their 50s to 65, because I want them to look at their life, you know, and see what's ahead of them and that sort of stuff. You know, that could potentially happen to them. No, I know, but they need to freaking get their head out of the sand. So that's it sometimes.
Yeah.
But I also am really, really passionate about military people because I'm a military brat. And I know how hard it was for my mom trying to find a job every 2 to 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I was gonna talk to you about maybe flipping and doing the military versus the other.
Yeah.
You know, just listening to them, I'm like, I'm helping military spouses create a stable income following a 2-hour workday versus changing jobs every 2 years.
I think it's perfect. That's huge.
Militaries, everything's happening with the militaries.
So that would be huge.
Women do not want women in the military right
Yeah.
now.
Right.
So using that so they can.
And
do-
it's trending. That the military is trending right now.
Right.
So we
Military's really good. Plus, you know, when they come up for reenlistment, if they have this going, you know, now I'm gonna start with spouses first and then, you know, reach out to other.
Yeah.
Say, anywhere.
Yeah, you need to say from
Okay.
anywhere.
Yeah. All right, Harold's.
Awesome.
Want to grab that? Austin.
Thanks.
You know, exercising as well. Worked last night.
I help time-strapped parents in their 50s and 60s fund their dream retirements without giving up their lifestyle and working another decade to get there.
Woo!
Love it. Oh my God.
Love it. That's good. Yeah.
Go to
Now, can you imagine now when somebody sees your content, goes to your page, they see that? Huge, right?
Yeah.
Huge. Yeah, that's good. All right, Wendy?
Okay, I like some heroes better. I help grandparents short of retirement earn a 6-figure income online following a 2-hour workday without giving up time with their family or cramping their lifestyle.
That's good. Retirement is huge. You know how many people, that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's huge.
If you don't have 1.26 million in your 401k, you're short of retirement.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And that's the medical wrong.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, that's just barely enough.
Actually, yeah, I'm struggling
Okay.
because I don't know if I should go for stressed out because I have been burned out and stressed out myself.
You thought the words.
Yes, and but I don't know how to like formulate it for my audience.
Okay.
If you could help me.
Yeah, let's go.
Appreciate-
So I help, so burned out, stressed out.
Yeah, I have burned out, stressed out. I don't know if it's too broad if I speak to all people or is a certain age bracket or like men or like your corporate professionals or like, but, and I was thinking about engineers as well, but I was looking it up and it's only 0.4% of the world.
Yeah, that's pretty,
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so I help stressed out or burned out.
Same thing.
Okay, stressed out, men or people or.
Yeah.
Professionals.
Yeah.
So.
Professionals.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay, professionals. Yeah, I am a professional. I'm an engineer, so. Well,
That's perfect.
okay, okay, to,
So what do they want to make?
they wanna be able to work.
I mean, is it the freedom they want to make, or is it the time money, the time, I mean, money they want to make?
I would say both, but mostly time.
Okay,
Yeah. To have the time, freedom, or I'm not really.
so I help stressed out
Yeah.
professionals get their time back
Yeah, get some time back. Yeah,
by what?
fine.
By doing what? By launching
By launching,
their own online business?
yeah. Oh. Next time. Business.
Without what?
Without the daily grind or without,
Without the grind, without adding more hours, without,
yeah.
without, yeah. So you could even do this. So you
Yeah.
can do, I help burned out professionals.
Yeah,
And then without the grind and without the stress.
yeah, without the grind and without stress. Okay. Okay. Great.
Cause you got burned out, then you bring the stress.
Yeah, yeah. Without the grind or without the stress.
Michelle, what about adding like automation? Cause I feel like when you're in.
You know what? The reason why I don't agree with that in your $1,000,000 message, because most people, unless they're in this world, they don't know what they are.
Could you say?
That's why I named it the freedom formula, because I used to say automation, people are like, what's that? When you say business on autopilot, people are like, to me,
Yeah.
so then when I said the freedom,
Machine.
yeah, the freedom machine, they're like, what do you mean freedom? Like, but that excites them,
Yeah.
because I want to plant that freedom seed.
They're not having to work more, like when they say something's working in the background for you, or you know.
Yes.
Like I said, if you don't find a way to make money while you're sleeping. Or being dead or something, so like.
That's pretty clear.
Yeah.
There's $1,000,000 message.
Hey, Jamal. Have you recovered from Vegas?
So
Jamal went to
something,
Vegas with us.
he said something though, yesterday, I don't know how many people caught it, but I personally think he needs to bring that in, about the train station. He made a comment about the train station.
Yeah, in his story, yes, definitely, yes.
Because
Yeah.
that,
Oh, look, you're talking about it today.
because I don't think enough people give credit to, especially men that have those mental thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's made it past that and how we get through that.
Yeah, I wanted to disappear from this face of the earth, so.
Yeah,
so that's-
you're not the only one.
But I help stressed out professionals get their time back by launching your own online business without the grind and without stress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
that's good.
okay,
That's really good.
okay, thank you.
I mean, do you feel good with that one?
Yeah,
Okay. Love it. All right, who else needs, everybody got their story? Everybody? Okay, so guess what? Now you're gonna create a video and show that story. So we'll go wherever you want, inside, outside, upstairs, downstairs, wherever, and you're just gonna.
So you're just gonna use this. Wait.
Story.
Yeah.
Sorry, we can do it, but I'm just
You
thinking-
just say, so I help blank, 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 and just say, and what you say is like, I am literally, right now, I am at an event called Clarity to Cash. So I am going to set whatever amount of families up. I'm gonna help you. Like what, remember your 90-day goal?
Amazing.
What, somebody said 50 people?
No.
Who was that? That you said you want to help 50 in the next 90 days?
Yes.
Yeah, so you would literally say that. Like, I help blank, 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 and I'm at an event this weekend to help get clarity because I will in the next 90 days help 50, and then you say your message. What's my message? Oh,
Like whole story.
what?
Not our whole story, just
Not yet. Yeah, just a message. Yeah, and you can talk about, just talk about it, but share, give it value, and then your message there. Yeah. Talk from your heart.